by teaching maths and science in English, we will achieve better English proficiency when the teachers are not ready. So these are the things that I said. If only we have debated this thoroughly before we made that decision. Yeah. All I can say now is I think we should not consider the matter closed. I think that should be the way. We should not consider as this is a full stop already, that there's no turning back. And we shouldn't even use the word turning back. I think we should continue discussing it. I know there is a big debate now, two organizations on one side and many NGOs on the other side. But my call to both sides will be, can we not meet up and discuss? Rather than, now it is becoming like two political parties now. It looks like it, yeah. People coming up with statements like, look, if you are not going to listen to us, this may affect your two-third majority. I think we should refrain from making, I mean, I know this is everybody's right, yeah, but our kids are more important than whatever that we are talking about, and I think we should in the most rational manner sit down and discuss these issues thoroughly. There's no point saying that it is to be this way or it is to be that way. I think we need to look at it in the most rational manner. AUKU, my stand on AUKU, I think I have publicly spoken on this issue many times. If you look at my website, saifuddinabdullah.com.my, there is an article, Benarkan Mahasiswa Berpolitik, the paper that I presented to UMNO Supreme Council in April, I think, last year, asking AUKU to be amended. Okay, there are three school of thoughts, of course. One, AUKU is good, it is relevant, we should stand. I think that's not me lah, yeah. The other school of thought is we need to amend it, especially section 15. The third school of thought is we just need to abolish it. Okay. AUKU is slightly different than ISA because it is a governing act. So because it's a governing act, it's a parent act to many other rules pertaining to university. Even the university constitutions falls under or got its power through or from AUKU. But we can debate that. Now, I happen to belong to the second school of thought, that is to amend it. But in many forums that I attended with people asking to abolish AUKU, we finally find out that we are actually talking about the same thing. Yeah, we detest, we don't like section 15, definitely. And then we all are in favor, or we are all advocates of freedom of speech, students' participation in all areas of life, including politics. To my mind, we need to amend section 15, and this is before the Court of Appeals decision yesterday. Since those days, my view was that we need to amend section 15 for two main reasons. Number one, it is unconstitutional. Yeah. Number two, because we need to, it is unconstitutional because we need to recognize students' right as enshrined in the Constitution. The second reason is because we need to enhance students' participation in decision-making structures and processes. I have outlined some 30 points from people who don't want to amend or to abolish AUKU or to allow students to be involved in politics. And I can summarize the 30 as simply points based on mistrust on students. You simply don't trust students, you belittle students, you just don't respect students' rights and students' voices. As simple as that. So because you look at students from that kind of worldview, so you will come up with 30 reasons why you don't agree with the amendment or the abolishment. I would like to recognize the presence of one of you, KM4, Woon Ching Kai, at the back. Can we all give him a big hand? Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Please go ahead. Assalamualaikum, Dato'. Basically, I've got 3 questions. I'm currently a broadcast journalist and newsreader for Amini TV. We are based in Abu Dhabi. We are the Global Islamic Finance News Network. But it has nothing to do with the Islamic finance anyway. Talking about integrity, I find you are quite relaxed and level-headed, as one of the members of the participants said. I want to touch about integrity, because politics is also about policy making, and politicians make policies. And the problem that we have in this country, and the Rakyat actually sees a lot of evidence out of it, is the poor execution from the authority. For example, I use public transport every day. I've used it in England for about 10 years. And I've seen a lot of improvement that can be made. And punctuality is the main problem as well. And I think I've read an article about the KTM has bought a lot of trains from China, and they have made a lot of losses because of they have not synchronized the tracks that was in China and Malaysia. So basically, all these trains are in Kuala Lumpur at the moment. So how can you address about and the person where this buck stops, as they said, is still around? You know, I couldn't bear myself come into a decision buying a train which is cost hundreds of millions of ringgit and then not being used, and making losses, and this person is still around. And what can the government say or do, at least? Okay, the second one, because of the political spheres in Malaysia, we are based outside of Malaysia because we will give our unbiased thoughts. I would like to see, I hope one day, that Malaysia, or in the participant of either the members of the public or the politicians themselves, could get into a roundtable discussion pertaining to any kind of subjects, English or national development, anything at all. Can you sort of give an idea? Maybe you can foresee this coming through, maybe in a year before, because I was being invited by the Astro Awani to sort of chair this kind of discussion, but it was not fruitful because I have some certain obstacles. That's the second one. The third one is from the higher education. About a year ago, I was also invited to give to become a lecturer at one of the private colleges in Malaysia, in Penang. In Kuala Lumpur. And there is a number of foreign students, and these foreign students came mainly from the African continent, and also from China and Philippines and the rest. And I can safely say to you that most of them did not actually participate in the classroom activities at all. And the private colleges, not just this one, and many other private colleges are making a lot of money out of these people, and these students are missing. So the Rakyat should know whereabouts and how they managed to come to this country and mess it up, basically. All right, thank you very much.
Keep your questions brief, please.
Assalamualaikum. Okay, I thought this is a question. Okay, basically in the last election, we saw how the Barisan Nasional and basically UMNO and the component parties have lost a few seats to the opposition, and we also saw that Dato' Sri Kepoyo and to Ling Yong Street, going to some scat hills on Pleasant